Hi guys, it is latest news TV. Gunmen abduct students from off-campus residence in Zamfara. Armed gunmen have kidnapped several students from an off-campus residence in the Namuda area of Zamfara state, adding to growing concern over insecurity and student safety across northwestern Nigeria. According to the police authorities, the attackers stormed a student residence during the early hours of Wednesday, June 3, 2026, and abducted several students. One of the victims reportedly escaped shortly after the attack, leaving 6 students still in captivity as security agencies intensify rescue efforts. The victims are students of Federal Polytechnic Namuda, a tertiary institution located in Namuda. Reports indicate that the attackers targeted an off-campus hostel in the low-cost area of the town, a location not far from a military checkpoint, raising questions about how the gunmen were able to carry out the operation and escape. Residents reported hearing gunshots during the night before the assailants entered the hostel and rounded up students. Witnesses say the operation lasted only a short period before the kidnappers disappeared into nearby bush, paths commonly used by armed group operators in the region. Police spokesperson Yassin Abubakar confirmed the incident and stated the authorities had launched a search and rescue operation. Security agencies have not yet disclosed the exact location where the students were taken. The attack has triggered panic among students and residents of Namuda, many of whom fear that educational institutions and student residents are once again becoming prime targets for criminal gangs seeking ransom payments. The latest abduction is part of a disturbing trend that has plagued Nigeria Northwest for years, since the infamous 2040 abduction of more than 200 school girls from Government Girls Secondary School Chibok. Armed groups have repeatedly targeted schools and students. A recent tally cited by local media indicates that approximately 1,900 students have been kidnapped from schools across Nigeria since that incident. Zamfara has been particularly affected by banditry, cattle rustling, village raids, and kidnapping for ransom. In 2021, hundreds of schoolgirls were abducted from a secondary school in Jagebe, Zamfara, drawing international attention and highlighting the vulnerability of educational institutions in the region. Security experts warn that criminal gangs increasingly view student kidnapping as a lucrative source of income. Armed groups often move hostage into forests spanning Zamfara, Katsina, Kaduna, Niger, and Sokoto states, making rescue operations difficult. The repeated attacks have created fear among students, parents, and educators. Many students now choose off-campus accommodation, believing it to be safer than institutional hostel. However, the latest incidents demonstrate that off-campus residents are also vulnerable. Education advocates argue that persistent insecurity threatens academic progress and discourages school attendance across affected regions. Families increasingly face difficult decisions about whether to continue sending their children to school amid fears of abduction. Security agencies have assured the public that efforts are underway to secure the release of the abducted students. Police and other security forces are conducting intelligence operations and searches across suspected hideouts used by gangs in Zamfara and neighboring states. Local leaders and residents have called on the federal and state governments to strengthen security around schools, student hostels, and rural communities. They argue that without stronger protection, kidnapping will continue to undermine education and public confidence in the region. The fate of the remaining abducted students remains uncertain as families anxiously await news from security interests and hope for their safe return. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to always stay updated by liking, subscribing, sharing,